Good afternoon, CFM. This is our Tuesday workout for the week. Let's begin with our warm-up. It's gonna be 3 rounds through, jog 200 meters to start each round, and then come back inside. We are doing some pushing and pulling tempo and a little bit of light gymnastics work today. So we're gonna start off with a 5-second eccentric push-up for 3 reps, okay? So what that means is try to maintain a really good plank position and keep that plank position all the way down. It's just a slow descent to the ground, and then you can use whatever you need, worm, knees, etc., to get back up, but try to take 5 seconds to the floor. Next one we're gonna do are some foot strength drills. So the basic positions is 4 basic positions we're gonna work on. They are walking on your toes, right? So I'm just on the balls of my feet with my heels not on the ground and just walking across from rig to rig. Next one is going to be heels. So I'm gonna push back on my heels and curl my toes away from the ground, walking that way. And then the invert and the evert position. So it's on the blades of my feet with my feet straight ahead, and then on the insides of my feet with the outside of my feet pulled off. So these are 2 different positions of the feet that use all the little small muscles in the calf, the ankle, the Achilles. And we're gonna go through 20 feet of each of those. Take it nice and slow when you do it. If you wanna take off your shoes, that is fine. Also, next we're gonna do kips. So the kips are just our gymnastic rhythm device here. So hands shoulder width apart, and thinking about keeping my shoulder blades nice and tight the whole time, and then moving my body forward and reverse by shrugging the shoulder blades forward and reverse. And the rhythm on that is basically that my head and shoulders go back while my feet go forward, and then opposite that way when I do that. Next one is gonna be handstand kick-ups, and let me see if I can find one. I like this bar right here because I can touch it with my feet, right? So handstand kick-ups go really well if I plant my hands relatively close to that bar. I kick up and just tap it with my feet, keeps me from going over. Another good option for that is a spotter, right? So having somebody up with their hand in the air to allow you that practice and balance out in the free space, but with the safety of knowing that you're not gonna flop over on your back, okay? But get 4 reps of those every round. It's a relatively longer warm up, but that goes with our workout. It's at a little bit of a lighter pace today. So we say for quality and for skill building, meaning that each of these has a specific technique that I want you to use with it, and I don't want you to rush through it. Try to get the point of each individual exercise rather than just trying to accumulate reps and speed and weight, okay? So the first one is dumbbell floor press. So I'll have 2 dumbbells, and if you have heavier dumbbells, it can help out to have either a friend help you into that bottom position, or use your knee, right? So if I have to pick up with 2 onto one leg and then kind of get the other one up onto my knees, and as I lay back, I'm using my knees to help me get into that bottom position. But this is our floor press. It kind of feels like a bench press. You can have your knees bent or you can have your legs straight, doesn't really matter, but I'm pushing up, touching the dumbbells together, and then returning carefully to the ground, right? If you come down too fast and you bash your elbow on the ground, you will regret it. But I want you to hold this bottom position for 1 to 2 seconds. And part of the feature of this exercise is that controlled descent, and then the touch of the elbows to the ground, and then the hold in that position of 1 to 2 seconds, all right? So we're working on stability and starting in the middle, which is really close to the sticking point for your bench press, okay? Next one is skin the cat. This is one part of our gymnastic component here. So I've got my rings out, and you can do this a bunch of different ways. We'll show you a bunch of cool scaling and modification for it, but essentially the full movement of 1 rep is starting with my feet in front of my hands, and I'm rolling through, touching my toes on the back, and then it'll be 1 rep. And you can just repeat that over and over and over for a total of 5 reps. Next one is going to be our side plank rotary reach. So I'll start with my elbow on the ground. Feel free to use a pad underneath your elbow if you need to. And we're going to start with the arm in the sky, rotate all the way down, try to get your elbows stacked on top of one another, and then pull back out to that vertical position. That was 1, elbow to elbow, 2, right? I'm going for 10 reps per side at about that pace. Next one is our Pendlay row. Pendlay row is just a bent over barbell row, really with the intention of using the large weights, the full-size weights, and tapping the ground with those weights every single time. And the position of my back is dictated by the position at which the weights would just barely touch the ground, okay? So if for me, it's about right here, right in the middle of my shin, row and touch my chest, clink, tap the weights on the ground, row and touch my chest, clink, tap the weights on the ground, right? So it shouldn't be like way down here with the bar like all the way this far, but I don't want to be up here where the weights don't touch the ground. I'm kind of doing that diagonal row. This should be a very horizontal row. And then the last exercise is double unders, or double under practice for about a minute. So if you get 60 reps, then move on, but just practice, right? This is our time. A lot of times in the workouts that we do that are metabolic conditioning that have jump rope or double unders in them, I will say the words, if you don't have consistent double unders, then just do singles to maintain the intensity of the workout. Today is the opposite of that, is if you don't have double unders, I want you to practice trying double unders, right? If you don't have a medical reason why not to, like if jumping or that impact is just like too bothersome on like knee, hip, ankle, whatever, then yes, don't do double unders. But if you don't have a reason why like medically you shouldn't do double unders, then for today, even if you get 0 double unders, I want you to practice them for a minute. We're gonna try to get them because that's how the magic happens, is by those attempts, right? And that is it for today. We're going 4 rounds through at a quality pace, and that is it. Have a great one. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.